Good morning, everybody. Today I'm going to be working on my 52 tags handmade challenge tag for week 23, and it's called A Bunch of Flowers. I think that's what it was. I did watch her video probably last Saturday or something like that, but I just haven't done it yet, so I'm starting on it today and we'll see how we go. I've just got a couple of pieces of fabric here. She said to try and use a colour you don't use often, so I've got yellow in my colours. I'm just going to press those, get the creases out of them. They're just, the yellow one is a piece of old sheeting or a pillowcase or something, and the aqua one is from a skirt, a little girl's skirt. So I thought that would be nice and bright. Okay, I might just, because I have a little bit of wadding here that I want to put behind, and used a bit of quilting, and I just want to flatten it a bit before I stitch it all on. So I'll put that over and flatten it a little bit so it's not so poofy. That's a bit better, I think. Okay, I'll just turn my iron off. Don't want to forget that. Now, okay, I've got a great I've got this, it's like a big Afghan that my daughter bought me last year, and it's been well used, so it's a bit tatty looking now. But I've got that around me because it's quite cool this morning, but I don't want to get it in the shot of the camera too much. So that will go on there like that. Okay. And you can sort of see a little bit of the colours coming through, but that's all right. I don't mind that at all. Get a pin cushion going here. I'll just pin that on. My hand's still warming up. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do, but I have had a thought in mind. And so what I've got here is, I knew I had a little basket, an embroidered basket, and I was going to actually use the little basket on it, but I think the basket's a little bit small, and I got that from Lynn Harris quite some time ago. And in the bag was also this other little basket. So I'm using those as my inspiration for what I think I might be going to do today. So I've got those sat there just to give me an idea, and what I've got here is I've cut the bottom piece off an applique. I'll just show you the piece I cut it off. Well, it's not an applique, it's a trim actually. This beautiful trim from Crafty Me Shop. That part there, I cut the tassel piece off that. And then I cut the top off it and kind of reconfigured, well, not reconfigured, I just cut the top off it there and one of the little stems there as well. What I did do though was I just put some glue behind where I cut the top piece, just because see how it tends to unravel a little bit. So I'll just straighten that up a bit now, and that will just stop it from unraveling any more than what it is. And I thought I would use that. See how they've got the basket bit there, like that as a basket effect, because it just reminded me of that. So maybe I'll just put it there for the time being and see how that looks. And I was going to put it right in the middle, and then I thought it's a strange size. It might be better off over to the side like that. That way I could put some taller flowers in it if I want, without it getting in the way of my the hole that I need to put in. Actually, it could probably go a bit lower maybe. Where's the wadding? The wadding is there, so we'll put it right right down there, and that's as far as I got with thinking about it before turning the camera on. So that's what I've got there. Now we can use any type of embroidery stitch, she said, to make our flowers. And okay, so first of all, of course, I'm going to have to stitch those on, and my background piece. Now I thought it might be nice to leave that part plain-ish, to show off the flowers, but I recall Anne did put a tape measure or something behind hers. I'm not sure. I need to mark on here where my, I suppose it can go kind of like that. So I'll just put a little mark there, just so I know where my eyelet needs to go. And so I've got plenty of room to play with. Might be nice having something in the background, but I'm not 100% sure what. I've got stuff floating around on my desk because I'm working on some, I'm working on my journals at the moment. There's this lace here. I wonder if that could work, just to sort of give it, of course, give it a look. See, this is really pretty. This is a vintage lace, and I can't quite remember where I got this. I don't suppose it matters which way. Quite like that way anyway. I could put that down the middle and then have it just to add something perhaps to the background. Let's just cut a piece of that off. Oh look, there's that pretty one there too. Little nylon laces. Put those back in. My hands, they don't want to work. Come on, hands, you can do it. Okay. Okay. So we could put that behind it there. That might look nice. So let's just take that off again. Oops. I have a feeling that's the front, but I quite like the little texture of the back, so I'm going to put it the wrong way round. And I'll put it there, like that. Don't know how I want to do the bottom yet, so I might just leave it. Have that like that, and then that one could go like that there. like that there. Okay, and so now I just want to stitch all that on before I start my flower. Oh, actually, does that want to go on now, or do we want... I can put it on now. I know, I think Anne put hers on after she'd done her flowers, but I kind of want some of the flowers going over, I'm thinking. So maybe not. I want that up a little bit more, I think. There. Like that. And what thread? Oh. These are getting a bit low now. That's really pretty. It's not white, it's off white. What's that? Oh, I don't know. I'm getting down on a few of these. See how... That's quite shiny, that one. What's that? Oh, that's the same as that, I think. Let's have a look. 608, 602, 623, 639. They're different, but they look the same, don't they? Huh. Wow. I just don't want to run out halfway through doing it, and I don't think I will, because I'm not taking, you know, we'll just use that one. It's not the end of the world if I run out and have to use the other one. There's only a very subtle difference in it anyway. Okay, we'll use this thread here. Caught up, tangled up in my Afghan. Oh my goodness. It's like a shawl, but it looks like a blanket, like a woolly blanket. It's so big that I can just have it as a throw on the lounge, which I did when I first got it, but it's kind of looking a bit scruffy now, so I don't do that. But it does keep me warm, and it's great for in the craft room because it's getting scruffy. I don't have to be too particular about it, but it tends to get caught on everything. Okay, move that over there. And you might just start off with getting this anchored down, and I'll just do a few little stab stitches to anchor that into place, I think. I won't film all of doing this because my fingers aren't really working very well because of the cold. And so it's kind of painful to watch. If you hear anything in the background, that's my son. It's actually Friday today, but it's the local show day, and they get the day off. And my husband's home today too, so it's like a long weekend. So I had company. Oh, that's a bit tough. Why was that tough? Don't know. So I will stab stitch the little applique piece on, and then I'll probably just do like a borrow stitch over the rest of it to anchor everything down, and then I will come back. So that's all done now. I've just done the straight stitching all over the top, and I stab stitched the little applique piece on. And so now I need to think a little bit about colours. Now, I have these colours. I also have a couple here from Angela Barnum. She sent me some lovely threads as well, and they're really pretty colours. Oops, don't want to lose that. They're very soft, aren't they? Really soft, and I like that. I'm quite happy to use a bit of yellow when they're really soft like that. And there's those. So we need more than, I'll use a bit of yellow. And that's a pretty green, but I need a couple of other tones of green as well, I think, because not all flowers have the same colour green, do they? There's those. That one's quite close to that. That one's got a nice difference to it. Okay, that one's right down there. I don't know why that's right down there, but that one's quite pale as well. Maybe that one. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking maybe a touch of brown for some reason. So I'll just leave it out for the time being. And I could use pink and purple as well, but I think I won't take them all out because otherwise I'll just have them close by. So what I'm thinking is I might do a couple of streaks of green first. Perhaps I might start with a brown and just do a couple in the background, because some stalks of flowers have brown. Oh, why is that unraveling so much? Oh, there we go. And some have green, but there's like a browny tinge to it. So, and this is just a DMC 6-strand thread, but I'm just going to use the 6 for the brown, I think, and just have a little play. If I can get it through. Okay. If I do some stalks first, then I can decide what kinds of flowers I might want. I haven't really thought much further than what I've done, so there we go. Okay. So although I've stitched it down, the top of it is kind of up a little bit. So I can come up from behind it like that, and just do a couple of large stitches like that. I can unpick it if I don't like it. I'm really not quite sure where I'm going at the moment, so I'm just playing. And of course they don't have to be completely straight because they're in like a vase. Like that. Okay, we'll leave that like that. Oh. Oh, that was awful, wasn't it? Got a bit of a tangle there. Okay, let's get that tied off a bit. Okay. Oh, I think this is one of those threads from that kit I got, and they just, although they sewed really nicely, it's probably just because it's 6 strands that's a bit of a mess. There we go. I think that's all right now. There was a split thread in it. Okay, let's put that one away. And now this one here, which has already been divided, and that is 3 strands by the look of it. So we'll just go with what's there. Is it 3? 3 or 2? It is 3 strands. Okay. So I don't know if anybody wants to watch me do all this. I'm just going to be doing the same thing over and over in a few different colours. Okay. I'll continue and I'll come back when I've done all my greenery. So I finished the greenery. I did a couple of stems coming down as well. I've used 2 different tones of green. This one here and the one from Angela here, and the brown in the background, of course. And now I've pulled out some pink and some purple, and I have the yellow here. I may need a bit of white as well. We'll see how we go. And she did say you could add a few beads if you wanted. So I guess I'll wait until the end and then see what things look like. Yellow, I'm not sure. I know I want to do the tall flowers. So I'll go ahead and thread my needle with some purple. Alright, I'm starting on this first flower. Sorry, there was a lot of background noise, so I had to turn the camera off. I'm just trying out doing the bullion stitch. I'm trying to make it a little, I want to try and make it a little bit messy, so as, you know, to look kind of like more in nature. And I'm making it longer than I need to make it so that it might curl rather than be straight. So the distance is only that far. I kind of want to make the twirly bit longer so that it will curl up. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Like a foxglove, that's, I was trying to think of the flower I was thinking about. So I'm kind of going to do little random bullion stitches. See, I've done 2 there, then I'll come back and do another one and just kind of take it up into nowhere. It doesn't have to have an actual stem belonging to it. It just kind of has to look the part. I hope it works. I hope it works what I have in mind. And I'm not wanting to do it straight. I kind of want to go on angles a bit, I think, like that. There. Like that. See how that looks? And then make them smaller as I go up, I think, over here. So I'll take one from there now. And I think I will keep doing that, going up and making it quite tiny up the top. And I might do one over this side as well. And see how I go. Okay, so I did 2 of those ones. They're kind of leaning that way, mainly because the vase is over this way. This time I'm using a bit of the pink thread. It has 4 strands, and I'm just going to see if I can make a couple of flowers. Do opposites first, I think. Bring it back in to the center there. That might look a bit better. And then over here, and in, and over here, and in, that? Does that look like a flower? Might put another one over here. I hope so, because that one might be a bit harder to unpick. Okay, let's have a look from a distance. Yeah, I think that can look like a flower. And I can do a couple of those. And I can put like a French knot in the center, but first I'll do a couple more. So I'm basically doing a cross. See one there. You've got to take quite large stitches over it to be noticeable. See, they only look small, the stitches, once they're done, but you feel like you're taking a very big... That one kind of disappeared a bit. Okay. It's to give the illusion of a flower. Ugh, I just knocked one of these over and threads went everywhere. Okay, I did some little yellow French knots in the center of those. That was, I used the whole 6 strands and just did 2 twists. That looks quite nice. Now I'm using some white thread, and I'm going to try and do some little bullion flowers. I think 1, 2, you do 3 in like a circular motion. I will see what that looks like. And once again, using the whole 6 threads. So let's have a look if we can do this. So I just want a slight curve on it, see. We'll go 12, we'll see how that goes. And this is 6 threads this time, so might be just too much, we'll see. If I can get it out. Loosen it up a bit. I've got no grip. Okay. Might be too many threads on that. We'll soon find out, won't we? Like, it might not need to be 6 strands. It could go down to 4 perhaps, because it might look a bit too chunky. Let's have a look. See if I do that, and then I can have one on the other side. Oh, I don't know if I like that though. It might be, it kind of brings in this a little bit. I don't know if I like that to go 3 times. It might be a bit too much. Maybe we'll just leave that and put a knot in the middle of it. I've done those before and they look quite nice. So I'll put one there like that, and I'll put a big French knot in that. So we'll do a couple of those then, different angles. I might do another one up here. Okay. Bullion stitches are very forgiving most of the time. You can prod and pull at them and they still you know, you can still make them look half decent when you're finished. Yeah, it's just... I have no grip on my fingers today because it's chilly. Okay, we got it. Now let's sort it out. I know that looks a mess, but it will work out. There we go. You just kind of pull it a little bit and it all sorts itself out. I think that's why I do like the bullion stitch so much, because you know, you don't have to be a great stitcher to use them. Okay, that one, that one. I suppose I could put another one down there too, and just so they're not just stuck there by themselves. Okay, so I did a little white daisy over here. I'm just going to do some French knots in this brighter pink. Now I'm using 3 strands, and I'll try 4 twists. I just think it needs a bit more colour on it. So like that, and I'll take it up on an angle. Like a hollyhock type thing, I guess. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Gotta try not to get it too close to the edge that I've got nothing behind it. Okay, I can do that there. I could probably do another one down here and one up here as well. That might look nice. I'll just thread that through a bit. Sorry about that, there was a lot of noise in the background. I've done the pink ones, now I've got the yellow thread again, and all I'm doing is going around and filling in a few gaps in a series of 3 stitches, like coming up there, doing 1 stitch, like that. I've got a bit of fluff on that. and then just slightly smaller on either side of it. And so this is doing the yellow, you know, that I don't often use. But I'm also using the purple that I don't often use as well. Okay. So that's kind of what it looks like. And it just mimics a flower. It doesn't have to be any particular type of flower. And I'm just trying to fill in a few gaps with that simple stitch there. You could make them all the same length if you wanted. I'm just doing them slightly different lengths. And I like the way that looks. Up here, perhaps. And I'm just dragging the thread at the back around. Might need to tilt this one over a bit, seeing as that last one's on a bit of an angle. So I'll do that. I'll keep adding, and I might do the same thing in a different colour, although I don't know what other colour I could use, unless I use a different shade of purple. There's a darker purple there I could possibly do something with. I've got to put a French knot in the middle of that daisy there as well. I guess I could use orange if I wanted to, but I don't think I've got any orange thread anyway. I just don't have orange at all. And I didn't want to go too soft on the pinks because they get a little bit lost. There is red, but I don't really want to use red. So perhaps the purple. And then I'll be back. I decided to use this colour blue because it reminded me a little bit of cornflowers. And so what I have done is I've done a couple of really tiny little turkey stitches so far. And I'm putting a few little cornflowers in there. And I really like the way they're looking. It's quite easy. You just bring your... Where am I going to put one? I could do it. No, we'll put one over here. You just bring up your thread and you take it down right next to it, and you leave a little loop like that, and then you bring up the needle right next to that stitch and take it over the stitch you just put in. So see how that is there? I'm putting it right in the center of those, whoops, right in the center of those first two stitches, like that, and then you pull that tight, and then you come up next to that stitch again and do another loop and do the same thing over again. You can, I'm trying to keep them fairly close so it just is a little tuft. Oh, I've got a lot of stitches on this now, so it's getting a bit difficult to pull the thread through. Leaving another little loop, coming up next to that one. About there. Like that, and over the previous one, if I can see it, over that one there. And I've just been doing 3 loops because they only need to be very tiny. I think they look so cute. Look at that. And I'll just do one more. I think I'm going to have to do something with the vase because it's sort of a little bit lost. I'm thinking maybe I could put some beads in those little gaps there. To give it a shiny effect, because it is a vase, so it gives it that porcelain, perhaps. Well, I hope it would give it a porcelain type of effect. that. And I've only been doing 3, so then I pull it, and then what I do is I'm just going to, you can just trim the tops of the loops, but then they're far too long for what I want. So I'm just going to trim it like that. Give it a little fluff. And then I'll just trim it a little bit more. I don't want it too long because it's got to work in proportion to other flowers as well. I don't want to cut anything off. So just a little tough to give the impression of a little blue cornflower, and I think it kind of adds a little bit to all the colours there. If you feel that you need another one, just put another loop in, but I'm quite happy with the way they look. They're the sort of thing you could fiddle with for quite some time. Okay, what I'll just finish that off on the back. Okay, like that. What I might do is I'll go beads. I just want to put some little beads in. Tiny little, I've got all of these ones, but these are far too big. So I don't want to be using that. I thought I had a little one hanging around here. It's been hanging around here for, oh, here it is, for ages. And when I clean my desk, but they're grey, so they're not going to work. Okay. Let's have a look in here. Now, I have these little white ones that could work. Let's just put one on like that. That could work. Or there's these ones here, and they're the same sort as these ones. They've got that silver streak through them, but of course they're really, really, really tiny. But because they've got this silver streak going through them, they might look alright. Maybe I could give that glass effect, but then they both do. Actually, I think I'm going to go for these ones. Hopefully you'll be able to see them, the ones with the little silver streak through, because it may give the impression there's a bit of water in the vase. So that's what I think I might do. I'll put a few there. Close it. I have knocked my embroidery thing over twice today. I keep catching it, and I think it's because I've got this on. That's what I'm blaming it on. Okay. I have a bit of a bent needle there, and I put some new thread on it too. Oh, goodness. It still works. It's just, can I bend it back a bit, I wonder, without it snapping? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we've got that. It's a bit dark. How about that one? That one's all right. That one should be fine, I think. And I'll just sew a couple on, and then I'll go ahead and finish my tag. I don't know how long this video is going for. Now these are I didn't even know these existed a while ago. These are beading needles. Oh, they're brilliant. Look, it's like a large eye beading needle. See how you put your thread through? I've been struggling with threading beading needles for so long, and these exist. So this is what I use now. Couldn't believe it when I found out. I can't even remember whether I saw it on a video or someone told me or I just found out. I don't know, but it was a very happy day. And they're not expensive, so I got a few. Where did they come like this? See, look, Beadsmith, big eye beading needles. And I can't remember how I found out. It could have been on somebody's video. I've taken one. This is the one. They're wonderful. So much easier. Okay, let's have a look. We will. I can, come on. I've got a bit of glue at the top there under the lace piece, if you recall. So I can just bead. Let's bring them a little bit closer so I can actually see what I'm doing. I can probably put 2 on. Let's have a look at a time. I can always take them off if I don't like it, can't I? They might be a bit big. Oh, I think I might need to take it right up to the top as well. That's okay, I can go back and do that. And find where the top is. There. Okay, that will be fine. Okay, I'll have to take it to the top, otherwise it doesn't look very good. 1, 2. Okay, like that, and I'll just bring it down each of those and see what it looks like, and then come back. I've got halfway around and I don't like it. I think the beads look too bulky on it, so I'm going to discontinue that idea. And what I think I will do is I'll take those out. I might use a little bit of silver thread going through it or something to give the same effect, but it won't be bulky. Got some silver thread. Let's just get these out. Okay. Let's get rid of that and that. Put that away so I don't knock it over. There's some silver thread here. It's really pretty, isn't it? There's that one too, but that I haven't got much of that. Put that out of my way. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Okay, let's just cut that there and see what's going on, because obviously I've used this for something before. And that's got a little knot in it there. Okay, so I could just, like, not a lot, not all the strands, just maybe 2 strands, just to give a glimpse, perhaps, because it kind of looks a bit dull. It needs to be lifted. See how we go. So let's start up here. Actually, I might just put a stitch in the back because I don't know how good that knot is in there. We'll just do that first, and then we'll, yeah. Maybe I'll just use like a back stitch or something. But be careful, there's glue on that first part, so just so it. Let's have a look. Might just lift it a little bit. Kind of hard to see until you've got to get about halfway around to get a good look of what it might look like. Maybe I shouldn't pull it quite so tight. It's just a glimmer. Can you see? It's just ever so slight, but it might be just enough to lift it. So I'll go and finish this, and then I'll come back, and I should be almost finished. All right, I'm done. I love the flowers coming out of it. I really like how that looks. I'm not overly fond of the vase. I kind of wish I'd have done a garden now, but I've already done a garden type thing before. So, you know, it's good to try new things. I did a couple of little flowers as if they'd fallen. What else? I put the centers in those white ones and added a few more yellow French knots, seeing as yellow was really the colour I started going with, and then added the purple. I love the purple ones. I love the way they look, and the little cornflowers as well. So that's my finished tag for, well, yeah, just at the end of the week 23, a bunch of flowers. I was catching up on some half-finished projects through that week, so it feels good to get things finally finished. I'm still doing it, but it's good to get them finished. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm not sure how long it will end up being. I will try and trim it down a little bit because obviously it will be quite long. But there we go, my bunch of flowers. As always, I will put a link to Anne's week 23 video in the description box below for anybody who wants to join in and stitch along. So take care, everybody. Bye.